So good morning, everybody. We're so glad that you're here. This is exciting. Engaging and empowering. This month, our theme has been engaging, embracing, and empowering life. And for the final time, we're just going to explore briefly what that means. Fully engaging life, this lowercase l life, meaning this human experience. It means being present, being conscious, being involved, being active in our own lives, not sleepwalking through life on automatic pilot, which we all talked about how when we get in the car sometimes and you arrive somewhere and, wow, how did I get here? We just did it on automatic pilot. And this, by the way, is our focus today. Deeply embracing life, this is the uppercase L, meaning that the greater life, the life of God, means realizing that there is a power for good in this universe, and we can use it. That was Ernest Holmes. Loved to say that. That was there's a power for good in this life, and we can use it. Making conscious connection with that power and empowering our life, which means standing strong in the knowing of who and whose we are. And when we engage and embrace and empower life, we get to have an extraordinary experience of life. So today we explore what it means to engage. What does engage mean in the context of this month's theme? Anybody watch Star Trek Next Generation? Okay. What does Captain Picard always say to Data every time the Starship Enterprise is bound for a new adventure? What does he tell him? Engage, right? Yeah, he says engage. And Data would hit the throttle or whatever that lever thing is on the Starship Enterprise, and off they would go into space, the final frontier, where no one has gone before. We may not be going off into space, the final frontier, where no one's gone before, but we, like Data, must engage if we want to create an extraordinary life. In our New Thought philosophy, faith, the way of life, we do not believe we came here to live puny little lives. We believe that we're here to be and to express at our fullest level possible. We came here to dream big. What is it? Dream big or go home, right? We came here to dream big and to bring those dreams into the reality of our lives. Ernest Holmes wrote in the Science of Mind textbook, he said, "Free yourself forever from the thought that God may be pleased by a life of sacrifice, or that righteousness is more perfectly expressed through poverty than abundance." Some of us got that this was what life was really all about in our religious upbringings. I know that there's been teachings like that are out there. Holmes goes on to write, he says, "Know that the greater abundance of every good thing which you are bringing out in your life, the more perfectly you are expressing the divine urge within you. Anything," and this is in capitals, "anything you can dream of is not too great for you to undertake if it hurts no one and brings greater good into your life. And if it brings greater good into your life, it will be bringing greater good into the larger life, because there really is no private good, is there? When something good happens to you, it spills over. It's good for everyone because we're one." So I love the quote from Diane Harmony in 5 Gifts for an Abundant Life. She says, "What does it mean to dream? To dream is to open yourself to the thoughts of God. To dream is to become consciously aware of the desires of God that want to come through you. Because that's the only way that God acts, is through you. To dream is to choose one thought and to say yes to it. To dream is to surrender into the mind of your heart, where the invisible divine idea can find fertile soil to grow and to become, no matter what the external circumstances. To dream is to step beyond what is to what can be. To dream is to dance in the realm of all possibilities, to step outside the box, to try on, to stretch and to grow, to choose to be a vehicle of holy manifestation. To dream is the first step of receiving the gift of intentions." So, please say with me, "I am here to bring my dreams."
I'm here to bring my dreams.
My big dreams.
My big dreams.
Into reality in my life.
Into reality in my life.
And as I do,
I
am a blessing to the world.
I am a blessing to the world.
Now you know why I chose that song.
Yes.
Last week we talked about creating dream triangles. Does anybody remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Dream triangles are the way to differentiate between what is ours to do and what is God's to do. So I gave you this practice. It was to take a piece of paper and to draw a triangle on the piece of paper. And then draw a vertical line from the top to the bottom. And on the left side of the triangle, you were to write your name. Right there. And then on the right side, you were to write God or life or universe, whatever speaks to you. And then at the top, you were to identify what your dream might be. So you're going to pick one of those or another one.
Take them all.
Pick them all. Well, but each dream gets a new triangle. So you have to have a new triangle for each dream. Okay? And then on your side of the triangle, you think of and write down anything and everything that you could do to further your advancement. So you list 20 things that you can do to achieve your goal and that would help you realize your dream. Include all that you can do physically, logically, emotionally, spiritually to achieve the goal that's at the top of your triangle. The other side of the triangle is where you're going to put what the universe can do for you. Think of all the possible miracles, the serendipities, the happy accidents that you might experience, all of which would also help you advance towards the realization of your dreams. Things like help you unexpectedly meet new people that are looking for exactly what you have to offer. Give you a bright idea that might not only change your life, but also change the world. Arrange circumstances to ease the journey or your journey. Open your eyes to new possibilities. Help you negotiate and transcend obstacles, accumulate physical resources, and summon new opportunities. You know, we call these coincidences or little serendipities, but wow, when we get connected, things start falling into place. It's like, whoo, it's just amazing how you run into people that you just didn't know even existed. So did anybody do this last week? Anybody practice this? Well, you get another chance, right?
You don't have a way to print that out?
I do. I can print them out and I'll put them on the table. You bet.
Then
You
we
bet.
can make more at home.
Okay, I will print out the whole idea so that you can take it home and play with it. So writing down everything on the triangle is just not enough, is it? We then have to take the steps that we've written down on our side. We actually have to treat and move your feet, as we say in religious science. And that's when we say engage and make it so. Because as we do our part, we give the universe the opportunity to do its part. God meets us halfway there, or maybe more than halfway, but we've got to do our part. And if you don't do your part, then the universe cannot do its part. Your action, your engagement, gives the universe the opportunity to bring to you people who have been looking for what you have to offer. To arrange circumstances to ease your journey, to open your eyes to new possibilities, to put the physical resources and the new opportunities in your path. If you aren't on the path, the universe cannot do it. But sometimes we think we have to have all of our ducks in a row before we can do anything, right? Before we can take the steps. We want to make sure that we are fully ready, completely prepared before we even take the first step. Let me let you in on a little secret. There's never been a mama duck overheard saying to her babies, okay, we have a stream to cross, now everybody line up, because ducks simply don't behave that way. Mama ducks waited for her ducklings to all get in a row before they crossed a stream or a street or anywhere. They would never get across. Rather, it goes something like this. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to turn the light off. It's a little visual here. You can see the little mama duck there on the right-hand side.
Yes.
Okay.
It's amazing.
So she's not waiting for them all to get in the line before she starts going here.
Amen. So she's talking to them.
And she's talking to him.
Very good.
And then she starts to go. But watch how many ducks there are here. That's a lot of ducks to get in a row, isn't it? But wait, there's more.
And Tweedledee, Tweedledum.
Oh,
Goes, holy moly.
Yeah,
all right.
Per year.
boy, she did.
Oh, that's why she's waiting.
And there she goes. Okay, so she's had to start out and just know that they all fall into line there. Aren't they doing a good job? All right, so there we go. Okay, well, we won't read that just yet. Okay, we'll just leave it there and we'll go on. Okay, it's the same with the universe. Our ducks do not, cannot, and will never line up until we actually go. They're going to be going all over the place. When we make that commitment, then they will go. Which means that now that we have written down our ideas on our pyramid, we need to engage and we need to make it so. Remember, it was Goethe who said, whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So one of my dream triangles is to reach the level of ordained ministers with the Center for Spiritual Living. I've been talking about this for a while, right? And I have been a licensed minister since 2004. But when I became licensed, they had a series of steps and points, and they changed them every single year. It was a little on the frustrating side. And they counted the years that you served as a staff minister or a pastor at a center, and it was very confusing and distracting. And then, of course, they would change it from year to year, so you weren't ever sure where you were. So it was a little bit frustrating, especially when we were setting up a center and getting it up and running. So on my side of the triangle, for me to get this moving, is the paperwork. Get all the paperwork finished, the regular contact with my sponsor, the attending the gatherings and the conferences, etc. And I have to say, my sponsor, who is in Mendocino, she has been absolutely fabulous. She's not only been my sponsor, she's been my mentor. And this during the course of having Lyme disease and being almost completely, unable and incapable of typing on a computer. She was very, very sick for a while there. But she's got my letter and she's sending it off to the home office, and I finally have all of my paperwork and all of my ducks in a row. And so all I have to do is just send it in. I got to take that step, and everything else I just trust that will fall into place. Yes,
Yeah.
Exactly. So now it's the universe's turn. It's the universe's turn to make it so, to take what I have done and make it so. We're moving ahead with that process. So I love this note from the Notes from the Universe. It says, if you just start dancing, that's another way of saying engage, I can assure you by the power vested in me, more than you could ever imagine, the music will be added, as will the dancing partners, the giant disco ball, and whatever else you like. So I started dancing by asking Reverend Tanya, my sponsor, to be my sponsor. That took a lot of courage to go out and find a minister that's out there and say, I want you, because it's not an easy job. So let me give you an example of how the universe stepped in to get this process moving along. Because I'd been meeting with her and filling out, the month or the yearly reports that I don't want to have to do once I'm ordained, and just kept going. We weren't getting anywhere. But a little over a year ago, I was at the Big Sky retreat in Montana, and I was talking with our dear friends Rob and Barb. Some of you remember Rob and Barb. Still stay in touch with them. They're awesome. About the ordination process, and that I needed to contact the home office and speak with the person in charge of licensing, and that's Reverend Dr. Jane Ryder. And Rob said, well, I met with someone in a workshop just, this morning, and she said that she was the minister of ministers. And I thought, could she be here? In my mind, could she actually be at this retreat? Because this was not a retreat that a lot of us came to. We all went to Asilomar, but when Asilomar stopped, who knew where anybody went? So later that morning, we were all singing a song that had hand movements. Okay, and I noticed that a woman in the front was doing what is a distinctive hula type hand movement. And the reason I recognize this is because at Asilomar in the talent show, she had done a beautiful hula dance. She had lived in Hawaii. And she was just so graceful and beautiful. And I looked and I thought, that is Dr. Jane Ryder, amazingly enough. So I just got chills because I just knew it was her. And it was the person that I needed to speak to jumpstart and get this process going. So the universe was sending me signs. The universe was doing its part. So in short, I spoke with her and she says, get your paperwork in. I went, okay, I can do that. And we would get it done. So a reminder that all things happen in God's time. My sponsor shortly, as I explained earlier, came down with Lyme's disease. So it didn't happen last year as quickly as I had hoped it would. But she still persevered. And I have to tell you, even as she was very much so physically suffering from this disease, she said, this is a spiritual gift. And I am seeking, to learn from this experience. And that inspired me. I thought, wow, if she can persevere and take this as a spiritual lesson, then, I can sure wait for her to get to where she can help me too. So engaging also means moving forward even in the face of a seeming challenge or obstacle. This note from the universe has more to say, so let's read the rest of it. But I must warn you, start is not to be confused with start and then stop to see if anything happens. Who does that? I've done that before. No, that's what I'm scared, tired, and not sure that what I really want. I mean start as in never stop, never look back, because even if I make a mistake, at least I still get to dance. Do your thing, I'll do mine. Cha-cha-cha, the universe. I absolutely adore Notes from the Universe with Roger Dooley. Absolutely. Mike Dooley, sorry. Mike Dooley. Yes. Thank you. If you stop yourself with hesitation and doubts or begin saying things like, it's not working, I don't see it, where is it? I feel so confused, or I must be doing something wrong, then the entire universe hears that, right? You put it out and it comes back and it grinds to a halt. Your hesitation becomes its hesitation, so don't stop. Don't stop. Change your mind if that's appropriate. Who's done that? Who's been thinking that they wanted one thing and they get partway down and they think, I don't really think this is what I want after all. That's fine. We have that choice. We can change our minds. Change directions if you want. Adjust your sails if you need to, but don't stop. When we engage, we are talking about faith and we are talking about persistence. These are both high and holy spiritual activities. Persistence enables us to unfold through an evolutionary process in which doors you'll knock on later in the journey can only come into existence if there is a journey. There has to be a journey. If you have become engaged. If you have done your part. If I hadn't sought out and requested Reverend Tanya to be my sponsor, she never would have guided me and never would have given me such great advice and wisdom. She never would have been in a position to write that letter of recommendation that is so needed for my ordination. If I'd never gone to Big Sky for the retreat and recognized and talked to Dr. Jane, I never would have had the encouragement from her to just get it done and send it in. Get that paperwork done. So today I'm here to ask, is it time for you to more fully engage life by doing what is yours to do? To more deeply embrace life by trusting the universe to do its part. To empower your life by standing strong in the knowing of who and whose you are. I say yes. I say yes. And I hope that you join me. Let me leave you with these final words on this month's theme. You could not be more powerful. You could not be more loved. You could not be more guided. The universe, your greatest self, is conspiring on your behalf. It wants you. It wants for you what you want for yourself. When you stay grounded in the truth of life's magnificence and your glorious self, an upward spiral of success and happiness will begin to lift off, gathering momentum to the point of your truly being unstoppable on the journey of self-discovery, revelation, and love. And with this still before you, no matter how rocking your life has been so far, I have no doubt that the best is still yet to come. So let's engage and make it so. And so it is.
Amen.